welcome back to session 365 of Highway of Blood. We are back with our casual cast of teenage investigators not associated with Scooby-Doo, as they are, as we left them, hopefully, or I guess with their hope that they were about ready to leave this horrific scene when these creatures emerge from out of the desert floor. A fight ensued, taking Reg down, and likewise asking for and stealing this weird book back, of which, as they disappeared back into the darkness, some vehicles arrived at the bottom of this footbed or this riverbed, and they heard an all too familiar voice going, y'all, we need to have a chat. And it's coming over a megaphone. The lights are shining down there, so you can't really see much due to the glare, but you can see some vehicles. You can hear the ruckus of, some other individuals talking, probably the Dust Billies. And you hear like the echo, the feedback of the megaphone as he says again, I'm going to ask y'all one more time. We need to have a little discussion. And then you hear a voice. It goes silent for a moment, and then you hear the click of the megaphone and the cries and shouts of what you think is your friend, Timothy. So, yeah. And just to recap, I just threw up Dr. Brenner's picture.
Old Timothy was a good soul.
That means Timmy might be alive.
I say, what's that? Timmy's down the gully.
Yes, Timmy's down the gully. Good job, Desert Koala.
So here we are. Now, if I remember, someone provided Reg first aid to stabilize him, correct? If I'm not mistaken. So Reg is essentially unconscious, but he's not suffering any sort of serious wounds or dying. But he's out, at least for the moment. You guys were left at the top of the riverbank. You had your motorcycles that you had, taken with you, and you made it up the riverbank. They are currently laying on their side, and but what is it that at least the three of you are going to do now that Reg is out and at the bottom of this, not steep. I mean, it was, it's an incline to get those bikes up and a little bit difficult, but you can make out at least three vehicles that look like cars or trucks. And there's also, you can hear the revving of a couple motorcycles.
Anybody feel confident in trying to ride that bike with Reg slumped over on it, like forward?
Not particularly.
No, not at all.
Yeah, well, we can't leave him here.
No.
Mm-hmm.
And we can't stay here. All right, damn it. Help me get him on this bike. And I try to stand the bike up. My intent is to put like Reg on the bike.
Okay.
And me seated on the bike, Reg behind me. I'll like, fuck, that's not gonna work. He'll bounce right off the back of the bike.
Probably better in front of you.
Yeah.
You can hang on to him.
Yeah.
So as you're kind of coming together with this idea, you hear the click of the megaphone again, and then you hear Timothy, help, help.
Yeah, I just like try to strap Reg in as best I can with the help of Mary and Jack, and kickstart the bike and hope to hell I don't get us both killed.
Okay. You Okay, so you're lifting him on the bike, and you hear the revs of the motorcycles down there, and the cars who have been sitting idle start to rev, and you hear the doctor get back on the megaphone, and where he says, I don't know what y'all think you're doing, but there's nowhere for you to go. I mean, by all means, if you want to get on your bikes and head back to the road, we'll just find y'all. So why don't you just come to the edge and we'll have a little bit of discussion, because we have a little issue involving, the one of you who touched this book here.
Who was that?
That's
That was Jack.
Yeah.
the one
Poor
now
Jack.
looking at nervously.
Yeah. Okay.
So do you still continue
Okay.
to get
I
on the
turn around
bike?
and go, hey,
Mhm.
for all your southern manners, you can go to hell.
Okay.
Okay. We do not want to have a little chat with you. You
Well-
understand? We don't chat with people who kidnap us, torture us, chase us.
Well,
All we
that's
wanted was some fuel and get out of here. But you're the villains of the piece, not us. Go to hell.
okay. You hear the shouts of the Dustbillies as they're hooting and hollering as soon as you finish what you say, and you hear the doctor's voice come back and go, now everyone just calm down. They are entitled to say their piece here. They've been through a lot, so let's all be understanding. Well, that's unfortunate because we have your friend here, and I mean, I hate to think what's going to happen to him if you don't talk to us. And then you hear the siren on the megaphone go off, the and then you hear the revving of two cars as they kind of start to pull out and drive away from each other. If you're glancing over the edge, you can see there's two trucks that are end to end, and as they part, the light of the other car behind it starts to shine on something between them. As they're driving away, you see something tense up,
Oh yeah.
and what you see is Timmy.
Sorry.
His wrists
what's-
tied to one. Go ahead.
What's that, lassie? They're trying to split Timmy apart.
Yes, as they start to
Oh my
pull,
God.
and as they do, he screams in horror and agony as they just go far enough to just stretch him slightly, and then after what seems like an eternity, you hear the siren of the megaphone again light up, and they stop and kind of back up a little bit, just giving him just enough breathing room to catch his breath, as you just hear the muffled cries of pain coming from Timmy as you look down into the riverbank. He says, so is your hubris important to you, that you're willing to sacrifice your friend here?
Really hoped they were faking his voice.
Yeah.
It's all special effects anyway.
Let me see. You're condemning us for wanting to get out of this hellhole. You're condemning us. What is it? You're a kidnapper. You've
Wallace.
more or less tortured us.
Yes, and he goes,
Okay, so damn you and damn your hypocrisy.
Mhm. Oh. Bowie is Wallace down the well. Sorry if you heard my laugh. So, and the hillbilly starts shouting again, calling for your blood. We should just run up the hill and grab them. That's what she would want us to do. And you hear the doctor say off the megaphone, now, everyone just we need to fix the situation here before we move on to the next step. And then he gets back on the megaphone. So, well, let's start with this. Which one of y'all was the one that touched the book?
I fire up the motorcycle.
Okay, When you do, I imagine that you're now, you have the motorcycle pointed away from the goalie and you're looking out into the blackness of the desert.
Yeah.
Give me a spot hidden.
Yep. Coming up.
And this will be with a bonus.
I clicked it.
Nothing.
Try it again.
There
There it
we go.
goes. So the first one is the one I clicked. The second
That's
one,
fine.
I clicked it again.
Okay, and that's perfect.
I will take an extreme success without a bonus.
Absolutely. So as you point your bike forward, you're focusing out into the desert, and it's black. I mean, there's just the the light of the moon coming in and out of the clouds are a bit obscured, but I mean, it's still relatively clear. And so you can see, just a black flatness for miles. You still can't see the highway, but you're pointing in the general direction. And then you see something kind of like come into view, like just off the horizon, as a pair of lights just kind of pop up, look like the headlights of a car. And it looks like the lights are shining in your direction.
Oh, shit. Wake up, Reg. Whack, whack, wake up.
There's no rules. No, that different game.
Shit.
So,
I start cussing audibly.
Okay.
More so that Mary and Jack can hear me, but not the knuckleheads in the gully and whatnot.
So Mary and Jack, you hear Wallace's cursing, and if you turn your head to see what he's talking about, you both can see, these lights approaching. Just a pair of headlights, not a crowd, but just a pair. And it seems to be approaching fast. So fast that you can almost swear you can see, the dust being pulled up behind it as like a black cloud.
Got company.
And so Jack, back to you. And so the doctor said, so we just need, the one who touched this book, we just need a little favor from him. And once we get this favor, we'll let you all go. But we can't let you leave until we take care of the situation with this book.
What kind of favor?
Oh, I see there's someone else here who is ready to discuss some terms. So the favor we need is, well, this book's special. And the last one who touched it, well, in order for us to take it, he needs to be willing to give it up in order for us to, use it for our needs. It's a very special book. I don't think y'all would understand, but considering some of the things that you've seen here in this past day or two, these things may have changed your perspective, so to speak. So yeah, all we need is your friend to just willingly give up his ownership of this book, and we'll let you all go. The lights are getting closer.
Let's get out of here. We're running out of time.
Okay. And then after he completes that, and then the cars drive apart. And this time they just seem to be a little bit farther. And these screams of agony just start echoing out of the goalie as Timmy is just shouting in absolute terror and pain. And, you hear, just do what they want. Do what they want.
So this is what an old-fashioned quartering sounds like. Nice.
So slight complication in that we don't have the book anymore.
Yeah, that's a complication.
Do you say that out loud, Mary, or you just say it within the
I'm
group?
saying that very quietly to Jack.
Okay.
Well, they've got the book, I'm presuming. Those creatures took it. Let's get out of here.
Okay. All right. So you've got, I'm sure during this time that Jack's talking and Mary enter the conversation, Wallace, you've got Reg as secure as you can on the bike, right?
Yeah, I'm hoping.
Okay.
I'm hoping.
All right.
Reg, if you go bounce it off, bro, I'm sorry.
I won't feel it.
Okay.
Right.
So, all right. So are you ready to cut out? Are you done with the conversation?
Yep.
Okay. All right. So you've got him on the bike. Obviously, Keith, you're going to be, doing drive auto at a penalty.
Yeah.
With Reg on there. The rest of you get on the bikes and you hear as soon as you start revving it, right? And the moment you start taking off, you hear the shouts, Doc, they're leaving. And you hear the burn, burn. And then you just hear the, and as you leave, all you're left with in the darkness behind you and the glow coming off at the edge of the riverbed is just the inevitable shouts of utter torture as the cars and then silence as you take off into the desert. And as you look,
shucks.
As you look behind you, you can see lights start to come. The two motorcycles there. They must be trying to get up the embankment, but it's going to take them a minute. You guys are heading out in the desert now. The matter of the headlights in front of you. I mean, obviously, it's a wide open space. I mean, you can still see it. It's close enough now where it's a car. It's not a truck or anything, but you can't make out any other details. But I mean, there's a good chance if you see it now, they see you because you've got the headlights on your bikes. So how are you? I guess at this point on, as you're driving, I'm not going to make you at this moment in time make any drive auto rolls unless you are, just gunning it, Wallace.
I mean, I think I don't think I'm like full open throttle, but I'm cruising.
Right.
I probably do take off and then I kind of scale it back, slow it down for Jack and Mary to catch up. So I'm assuming because we only have two bikes, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
The two, yeah. And then kind of try to get side by side.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm trying to yell across over to Jack and Mary. If we head towards them and then as we get close, split apart, hopefully we can get past them and they got to take more time to spin around and we can gain some distance.
Okay. So here's how it's going to play out, right? So as you do, the lights of the vehicle are getting closer, right? And so as my understanding is, are you going to split? Are you going to keep together?
That's what I was trying to convey. Like,
right. So
we go and then go.
Okay.
And then kind of try to come around them.
Yeah.
All right.
Now, I don't know how well that message conveyed, but
no, it does. It makes perfect sense. I just want
the same plan. So
right.
Okay, cool. See,
so
we're rocking it.
So as you're going together and like as you get closer, you're just gonna like boom, kind of.
I'm gonna rub my lucky Reg head there.
Right. So what I need is the two who are driving the motorcycles. I need a luck roll.
Oh boy. I got no luck. Oh balls! I got 13 luck.
Oh no.
Oh no.
I clicked it. I'm waiting. Oh no.
Okay. All right. Well, the wider breath of failure is the one that's going to. So as you part, the car is going to pick one of you and start to head towards you, right? And it looks like it's going to be.
My failure was marginally worse than
yes.
Wallace.
Okay. So Wallace and Mary. So you're driving and you split. That's the plan. And you see the car, Wallace, as Mary splits, the lights turn towards her direction. And at a certain moment, eventually they are, Mary, no matter what you do, you can maneuver, but, at this point in time, we're going to need drive auto skills to try to avoid it kind of, meeting you at a header, because it's still wide open desert. So, but likewise, Wallace, at this time, depending on what you do, if you're just going to continue out, or if you're going to head out with Reg, you're not going to need one. But if you're going to try to engage to assist Mary, whatever reason, distraction, then we're going to have to do a drive auto for you also. So what's the plan?
Boy, I wish the lucky Reg could talk. I'm gonna slow the bike down and kind of like not a wide, like I'm not going to double back, but kind of like a wide arc, just so I can get a better view of what's happening to Mary and Jack without stopping. And then assessing the situation, seeing that the car is going after him. I don't know that I can intercept and do much. How far is the car from Reg and I?
To give you a rough estimate, I want to say it's maybe about 100 yards. So it's still about a football field distance away before any sort of difficult maneuvers are going to need to be applied in order to avoid it. But so,
Reg, if you get
close enough, maybe you can launch an intercontinental ballistic Reg at them.
just stop the car and whoosh.
Like weaponized Weekend at Bernie's.
Gonna weaponize Reg.
Which is funny. I'm looking at the token of Reg, and to be perfectly honest, he could be in Bernie mode right there. I mean,
he could be.
So
and Bud's wearing a NASA t-shirt, so
right.
Yeah, I'm gonna punch it and like full throttle spin out and
right. Okay,
as best I can, try to catch up and maybe distract so Mary can maneuver out of the way and confuse the driver.
So Mary, give me both of you give me a drive auto.
This isn't gonna go well.
Ooh.
I succeeded.
I rolled 99 twice in a row.
Jesus Christ.
Oh boy, 99.
I can see the die roller hates you tonight.
Yep.
All right. Yeah. Okay. So Keith, you're following now with Reg. Mary, you're going to hit as you're driving. Your eyes are on the car as it's approaching, and you don't see the hazard in front of you. There's a dip in the desert plateau. You're going to hit it hard.
Ooh, is it going to be a flying Jack Sparrow?
And then, so can I get a dex? Well, no, let's see. What would be better? Strength check from both you and Jack to see if you hold on.
Okay.
Whoa.
Oh.
I really hold on to Mary quite. It's quite effective.
I'm going to spend a point of luck.
Go ahead. Yes, that's good. Okay, so yeah, so you hit the bump and you almost lose it. The front end of the bike just starts to fishtail, but just by sheer luck, you hold on and continue through the desert. But now he's close enough, or the car is close enough to where it's going to require another roll in order to avoid him. But you hear and the lights start flashing. The car is in view now. Can I get an intelligence roll from both you and Jack? And then Wallace, you're still behind. You've seen Mary kind of flip flop.
Yep.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, Jack, you recognize this vehicle, this black sedan. This black sedan was at the gas station when you pulled up and belonged to one of the two, well, what you consider to be FBI agents who were handing out, missing person posters at the gas station. And, I mean, let's see, Jack, you wouldn't know about what occurred inside there, what Mary and the rest found due to the whole rush of the situation, but you recognize the car. So what do you do with this information?
Okay, look over.
Okay.
I look over and say, what do those guys want?
And so I'm going to say that if Jack, if you say that to Mary, Mary, he's going to, are you going to say what it is, Jack? I mean, you've put two and two together and you know exactly who this car belongs to. But do you inform Mary?
Okay,
yeah.
So that looks, it looks like the FBI guys.
Okay, so great. So Mary, that's going to make a connection in your mind, knowing what you and Wallace and Timmy witnessed in the cell back at the compound, that one of the men that you had seen, you found him in the state that he was, the information he had. If you look over on the bike and he's still honking and beeping and he's trying to get your attention, it looks like the older of the two, of the one that you saw at the gas station a few days ago.
This guy might actually be on our side.
Okay. So what do you do?
Yeah, I'm going to slow down so we can talk to him.
Okay. As you slow, he kind of leans over and rolls the window down, and you hear him shouting, stop, you need to get in. So he slows with you. And Jack, or I'm sorry, Wallace, you see this. You see the red brake lights of both Mary's bike and the car slow down, and you catch up at that point. What do you do, Mary?
I'm going to call back to him. Can you help us get out of here?
And he says, yes, but you all need to get in the car. You can't be out on these bikes. It's too dangerous for what might be coming. And so he slows down even more and almost, kind of like almost stops, but is watching you to see what you do.
I mean, he's probably right, and Reg needs help.
Yeah.
All right. So Wallace, you catch up, and both this car and Mary's bike has come to a complete stop. And I mean, go ahead and give me an intelligence roll just to see if you make the connection now that you're close enough. If you realize who this is, so no. You don't, so you'll need someone to, fill you in on it. But so he stops, gets out of the car, and you see that as he gets out, he's got an automatic pistol in his hand. And as he does, he gets out, he looks over at Mary and looks over at Wallace, and then he says, and he looks up in the sky like this, and he's like, I think we have time. You need to get in now. Every single one of you need to get in this car. It's not safe to be out in the open.
Mary Jack, what the hell's going on here? This isn't helping Reg in our situation.
Perhaps we'll be better off in the car than on bikes. This guy's an FBI guy, isn't he?
Yeah, he's the one we saw in town asking about missing people.
And there you go, Wallace. So you've get that brush reminder, and now you kind of have a general idea of who this might be.
Okay.
And same thing. You remember the encounter that you had in the cell with what probably was his partner.
Right. And me being a law enforcement officer, I would, I believe I would be inclined to at least have some trust or faith in FBI.
Mm-hmm.
So, well, shit, let's not just stand here. Let's get out of here.
Okay. So he opens up the back doors open up. You throw Reg in there, and he says, I've got a first aid kit in the back. If your friend there needs any sort of help, by all means, just go ahead and use it if you can. But And then Mary and Jack, you get in. Who's going to be sitting in the passenger seat, by the way, just out of curiosity?
Who's got the best medical? I got 1%, so I suck.
Medicine. Let's just check. Oh yeah, 1%.
Yeah,
And
I'm pretty sure that's to me.
It's first aid, though. It's first aid.
First aid.
Yeah.
I've got 30.
Okay.
I don't even have
This is essentially to give Reg back at least 1 to 3 hit points, at least get him up and mobile eventually.
Yeah, I've also got 30. So.
Okay. All right. So I mean, go ahead. Sorry.
So yeah, I know. Basically, I'm helping
Okay.
Wallace pull Reg into the car.
Okay.
All
right.
So come on, Reg, hang in there, buddy. Hang in there. We'll find your glasses.
If they're all getting in the back, then I'll get in the front.
Okay.
Okay. So door slams, right? And he puts the pedal to the metal and he starts heading down the desert line, right? And he's going parallel. He's kind of heading kind of north now. He's not heading back to what you consider to be the area of the highway. But he's driving like a bat out of hell. And he looks at you both. He says, "Oh God, it's so good that I found you kids. You have no idea what's going on. You just have to just sit tight for a moment. Once we get a moment to breathe, and things should be fine. But you don't know how lucky you are. You should not be out in this area at night." And he says,
"We shouldn't be out in this area at all, given what we've been."
Yeah, we didn't get a choice about the matter.
He goes, trust me, I know what you've been through. Now's not the time for proper explanations. We just need to get to someplace safe. But by all means, do what you can for your friend if he's in need. So who's ever back there wants to make a first aid roll.
I rip into the first aid kit.
Okay. And someone can help too. So this will be at a bonus. Anyone who has first aid.
I think we all have 30. So
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So go ahead.
All right. I'll throw a roll.
Ooh.
Okay. Anyone else want to make a roll?
You get a
I do get a bonus.
You get a bonus, yeah.
Let me see. I gotta manually do that because this thing's broken.
Yeah.
Still no good.
Yeah.
Got a 60.
Okay. Well, Jack, do you want to give it a go?
I'll try.
Okay.
I'm gonna say I could always push my roll, stick them with morphine or something.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to push it, it's you have that option.
Yeah, but I'm afraid of the outcome if I fail.
Okay, so you're both arguing in the back, right? This is not what you do. Go ahead and take a bonus with his assistance and see if you get this. We're just trying to.
No.
Okay. No. Okay. So
can I push it? Can I push the roll?
Go ahead.
Okay. Okay. Do I just click on it again, or
just click on it again? Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to spend some luck?
I get the bonus die as well.
Okay.
Basically, so.
Yeah.
No. Okay, so let's just check to see how much luck I've got. Where are we? Just trying to look. Where's my luck on here?
Green section.
All right.
Last box all the way to the right.
All right.
Near the top.
Oh yeah, I have 26 luck.
Okay.
You've got more than Keith, haven't you?
You got,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
So you're gonna spend the 6 points of luck.
Yeah, I'll spend the 6 points of
Okay.
luck.
So that you got to switch it over to edit mode, Pookie, so you can.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Done.
Okay. So Reg, go ahead and roll me a 1d3.
Eyes from the dead.
I'm sorry. What's the actual command for this? I can never remember.
/R.
Okay.
Space 1d3.
Okay. Well, you're conscious, or not conscious, but you have 1 hit point left, and you're kind of coming to the jarring of the cars that's running through the desert.
You know, I'm on -2.
There's no negative aspects in Call of Cthulhu. It's just 0. So yeah, so you'll regain some consciousness, but obviously due to the aspect of the wounds, I wasn't tracking it properly, but I don't think you took any major wounds
No,
during
there was
that.
lots of little damage.
Right. So you're on the normal path for healing at this point without any extra things. So 1 hit point per day, so to speak. So, but you come to, and first thing you see is, or you hear is, Wallace and Jack arguing over you, and you look up and you see the ceiling of the car that you're in.
Let's go. Where the bloody hell am I?
Yep.
You're in the back of an FBI agent's car, and hopefully he's getting us out of here.
On any other day that'd be bad. I'll sit myself up.
Okay. So you sit up, and go ahead and give me an intelligence roll 2 to see if you recognize this jet. And you don't immediately. So
Jesus, our dice are on fire today, aren't they?
Yeah. So you see an older man who's he's dressed in a suit, driving the car. He's got this panic look on his face, and Mary's sitting in the passenger seat, and all you see in front of you is just the headlights of his vehicle as you're traveling through the blackness of the desert. So
and he got fag.
And the FBI looks back and goes, "Oh, okay." And he makes the connection. He goes, "Oh, that's right, cigarette." And he says, "Down there in the ashtray, pop it open and give your friend a smoke if he needs one." So, Mary, if you open it up, you'll see that there's a pack of Marlboros sitting in the ashtray.
I'll pass those back.
Okay.
I'll shakily take one out and light it.
So he goes, as he's driving through the desert, he looks at you and goes, wasn't there one more of you?
Yeah, he got captured then, and we liked it.
Oh, well, all things considered, it's lucky that even one of you are still up and about, let alone just missing one of your group. So you've obviously met the doc and these dustbilly freaks. He says, if I would have known what this turned out to be when I saw you kids at that gas station, we would have just told you to turn around and just leave, and not take a second notice. So my apologies, but we didn't find out what was going on in this town until my partner and I, they dropped the ball on us, and we got separated. I don't know where he's at, but we need to get you to a safe place, and I need to contact some friends of mine that might be able to help out with this situation.
I'm going to finish my cigarette and then light another one.
So he says, so can you kind of bring me up to date on what's happened with y'all? And we don't have to have it's a point by point description. If there's anything you want to keep out from what happened to you, just let me know. Otherwise, we'll just kind of hand wave you, telling them what happened to you up to this point.
How about you start with telling us what the hell's going on here?
Yeah.
I mean, we've been running around for the past day. We've been hounded, harried, chased, captured.
He says it's some sort of cult. This cult has the hold over the small community. The best that we found out in our investigation is they kidnap people such as yourselves, use them for their own vile intent, and there's other weirdness going on here. And as he does, he looks up to the sky again, and kind of looks around, and then says, weirdness that, well, you may or may not have witnessed, but I don't know if your minds can handle some of the stuff that we've seen so far.
And I'm going to look back at Wallace. You have aliens in America?
I mean, there's the whole Roswell incident, but I'm not buying the whole alien thing. I mean, there are some lunatics that run around with like tinfoil on their head and stuff.
At this point, Roswell's not that long ago, is it?
47.
Yeah,
It's been a few years, but yeah, there's been
20
sightings.
plus years. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
this
what
would
are you
have been.
gonna
I
be
mean,
in
this
now?
would be at the height of the UFO craze anyway for 70s.
Yeah. So the driver hears you ask that, and he looks over at you, Mary, and goes, "UFOs? Why do you ask?"
Why'd you keep on looking up?
Yeah, you keep looking at the sky.
And and when you say that, he's, "Oh, I am. Oh, I just, I just trying to see a bit of the if the clouds were going to part, to give us a little bit of extra light from the moon."
Is it a moonlit night? Otherwise, I mean, basically, is it the night? Is the moon meant to be out?
Well, it's there. It's a bit overcast, not horribly, and the moon kind of passes in and out. So it does add some extra light.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But feel free to give me a psych roll, Mary. Okay. So, and then he's driving, and he kind of looks over at you and says, "Yeah, there's UFOs, rumors of stuff, but I mean, this is Texas. There's all this crazy stuff that goes out here in the desert, but nothing like this." And he says, "So, all right, here's the situation, right? If we head back to the highway, I know they're waiting there for us. We can't head back to the highway just yet, but just at the end of this, this desert plateau, there's this area that my friend and I, when we were doing some investigating around here, a little cave, that if we can get to this cave, we can take a moment to just kind of figure out what the hell we're going to do. And the best that we can tell is this cave kind of goes down. It's an old mining area, and then it will come back up on the other side, where we might be able to get to the highway without them finding us. And we can see about, if we can just get to someplace that has a phone, we can give my friends a call, and we get you guys to safety with one of the local law enforcement agencies. So, but as it stands now, if we head back, I know they're there looking for us." And then he does that again, looks at the sky.
I'll look. I'll say, "Have you got any water?" And I'll start looking around. I'm not looking for water. I'm looking for something I can use as a weapon.
He says, "Yeah, there should be a thermos back there, which you see."
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll say that if you look down on the floor, this is an old school thermos. So this is made of, it's a metallic, aluminum type thermos, little heft to it, and if you pick it up, you can feel it's full of water, so there's some heft to it. But you also see on the floor of the car there's a flashlight, like the old, and a law enforcement flashlight, so like the big long ones that.
I'll pick it up. I'll turn it on. Say, "I can't see it," and I'm going to try and look into the boot or the trunk, as you call it.
Okay.
I'm looking for something that's like a wire or a cable,
like so.
like a jump lead, maybe.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because the trunk's going to be outside of the car, so you're back. A lot of the old school cars allowed you to pull the back seat forward, and you can see into the trunk.
Yeah.
Just give me a luck roll. We'll see if this is that kind of car. No. So if you give it a little, you kind of pull on it, but this one's bolted to the back. This is not one that has a fold down center compartment that allows you to put stuff in the trunk of the car. So as you're shuffling around back there, Reg, you do pick up the scent, though, like a stench, kind of like just rotting. And it's odd. You think it's coming from, as you're looking through the, trying to see if this open the trunk, you think for a moment it's coming from the trunk, but if you kind of give a little smell, you can't really pinpoint where this stench is coming from. It just came out of nowhere.
Okay, I'm gonna say, oh, hang on a minute. I'll take my coat off. I'm gonna be sick. Then when I've got my coat off, I'm
Okay.
gonna quickly loop the arm of the coat round the front of them and garrote them with it and pull them.
Oh,
So
okay.
pull this car over.
All right.
Jesus, what are you doing?
Mary, Wallace, your reaction?
Reg, what are you doing?
And then the driver's foot slams on the brakes, and you can hear the muffled cries coming from that, Reg. And he's got his hand up around there. He's like,
I say, Mary, take his gun off him.
okay.
Reg, what are you doing? Reg, what are you doing?
What's going on? Basically, they're pouring at his,
Yeah.
Mary, I've wrapped my arm around it. So what a coincidence! This guy's waiting for us, eh?
Mary, do you grab his gun? You as he's back, you can see it's holstered. He's got a sidearm pistol.
Yep. I don't want to, but I will because Reg thinks it's a good idea, and I'm going to pass it back to Wallace because I feel safer with Wallace having the gun.
Okay. So go ahead and give me a strength check, Reg.
Oh, for God's sake!
Okay, hold on. Okay, so Mary, you've got the gun, right? And Reg, you're pulling on him. You still hear the muffled, cries. The car has come to a complete stop, and he kind of twists out of your grasp, right? The coat is still around his head, and he starts lifting it off and go, "What the fuck are you all doing? Don't you know we've?" Yeah,
I'm gonna punch him.
Okay. And then I'm going to just go ahead and just give you that, Reg, because it's going to be, you're right next to him. There's no way that he's going to be able to block that, but go ahead and roll for your unarmed damage though, because you're going to clock him right up against the head. It should be like 1d3 plus your any damage bonus you have.
Damage is 2. I've automatically hit, but it's 2 points.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. Okay. All right. So back, and he says, "What the?" And he instinctively kind of reaches up to where his gun was. But he's reaching for it and it's not there. Mary's got it. Do you guys do anything while you're witnessing? I mean, Reg just literally woke up a couple minutes ago and now he's struggling with this guy.
Oh, I mean, Mary passed me the gun just for.
Right. Okay.
Right.
Okay, I'm trying to go. I'm basically trying to pull Reg back. What's trying to put him off? What's going on? What the hell is up to you? How wrong with you? What's going? What?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say, give me the gun. Give me the gun.
Okay. You give him the gun, Wallace?
Okay, so don't give him the gun.
Give me the gun.
What the hell is going on?
I punched Reg.
Oh, okay.
You know I've only got 1 hit point.
Oh no!
This will be a roll though, because you're next to him. So let's see if give me a roll.
He can't hit the broadside of a Reg.
So okay, so Reg, he takes a wild swing at you and misses. And the guy now has, he's got it up, and you could, if you want to try to grab him again, you can in this moment, but he's got it up and he's all, "You're wasting valuable time. We need to keep moving." And then, the kind of, the jacket falls over his face again as he's trying to rip this thing off of him.
So you guys are stupid. He pulls up while we're running away, keeps on looking out the window because he's waiting for a moonlit night. He wants to take us to a cave to hide us. He sold his mate out to survive.
Each one of you now, as Reg is ranting, it hits you temporarily because you're focused on this whole situation, but this stench hits you. This overpowering, you've smelled it before, both Wallace and Mary. It's similar to the smell of rot that was when you were in the cell. And it's almost overpowering to the moment where you take pause. So what do the rest of you do? So Reg, you've missed. You take a whiff of a swing from Jack. Mary's handed Wallace the gun. Wallace, we'll kind of leave it. What do you do at this point?
I
Go
smell
and look in the
that.
car.
Sorry, go ahead, Mary. Go ahead.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, look in the car, try and find out where that smell's coming from.
Okay, and you can't pinpoint it though. It just seems to be all around you. Every time you try to, if you're opening up like a glove box or looking around, there's nothing seems to be just like in the air. So
what the hell is that smell?
And then as soon as you say that, Wallace, the guy goes, as he's going, we got it. And they're like, wait, what? Smell? The car's still running. Even though he's kind of like leaned back and still kind of struggling with Reg, he punches the gas and the car takes off and the wheel starts running, just moving crazy as it just shoots off into the desert. And he says, we need to get to safety.
Grab the damn wheel, Mary.
Mary, do you lean over and grab the wheel?
Hail Mary.
My paranoia is going to get everyone killed here, isn't it?
Yep.
And then everyone go ahead. Everyone give me a spot hidden.
Okay. I'm still flailing at Reg.
Right. Oh, everyone's flailing because the car's heading off in the desert with hardly no one steering.
I don't see a thing. In
Okay.
fact,
None of us do.
Okay. You hear a screech coming from the outside as the car's rolling, like almost like the rending of metal, but it's vocal, kind of like a weird twisted like the screech that a crow might make, but it doesn't seem to match up. And then you hear a thump on the roof of the car.
I instinctively
flinch. What the hell's that?
I don't know, and I just point the gun up, and I'm ready to like shoot because we're driving fast and nothing should be hitting the roof.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're in a wide open plateau in the middle of the desert. There's nothing above you.
I'm just gonna squeeze off around
through the roof.
Yep.
Okay.
It's my nerves. I mean, my nerves are frayed, man.
Yeah, go ahead.
We're all like Vietnam vets at this point, aren't we? Our nerves are just shot.
Yeah.
Go ahead and give me a firearms roll.
Yeah, let me get over to the combat tab.
And mind you, this is going to be at a penalty.
I got an extreme success.
Ooh.
Oh.
So is it now? Here's a question: since point blank would be a bonus and a penalty, would they negate each other?
You don't know it's point blank. That's the thing. You think something's on the roof.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
Apparently, you were meant to shoot it.
Mm-hmm.
I was really meant to shoot that. I either got a 5 or a
5.
No. Hold on. I rolled the wrong thing. I rolled 1d0. 1d10. All right. Let's try this again.
Okay.
You still got to cheat first.
Right. So every one of you hear it before you see the reaction of Wallace. Is Wallace just, the blast of the gun goes off and the bullet shoots through the roof, and you hear that cry again, that as you can hear something kind of push off of the roof. And the guy, the FBI guy, has got the coat that Reg has around him, and he reaches to the wheel, and he glares back at Reg, gives you like just a dirty, deathly stare. He says, "Hey, are we good? Because that thing is going to kill every one of us." And he just through the desert.
What the fuck was it?
Okay, I with another shout of "Shut up, Reg!" and I punch him again.
Okay, go ahead.
What's this? Critical success
Yeah.
kills me with a punch. So close.
Yeah, it's so far away.
Okay, so
I'm going to spend a point of luck
Dirty get.
just because.
now, mind you, this isn't going to kill you. This is just going to just
Knock me out.
knock you out. So you'll still retain your current hit point. You'll just be out, and temporarily until they wake you up.
Somehow I get knocked out by Jack.
So Jack.
There's no accounting for it.
So how do you knock him out, Jack? Let's just
Okay, here's the thing.
Mhm.
I just miss,
Mhm.
but Reg jerks his head out of the way just in time, hits his head against the side of the car, and knocks himself out.
Perfect. Perfect.
Whatever.
Oh, poor Reg. So, but
At least you didn't get ripped in half.
this is good for Reg, because as he's driving out, you can see something kind of up in the sky, just outside of the headlight, something black, like a large bird, kind of flap some wings, and it kind of comes into your view and takes a circular curve against the car, and he jerks the car suddenly to try to to maneuver out of the way, as it looks like the thing is circling back and starting to come towards the car. I mean, any of you do anything? Because he's currently driving through the desert like a madman.
What the hell is that thing? And I'm like, and I'm like pointing the gun around, like waiting for this thing to like hit the car again. I'm not gonna shoot Reg, but
right.
It's fine. He won't feel it.
Well, I'll die.
Yeah, but you're out. You won't feel it. You won't feel a thing.
That's a big assumption.
And he
right.
So he responds and says, "If I told you what this thing was, you wouldn't believe me. And trust me, some things are better left unknown." And then as soon as he says that, on the hood of the car, this thing just drops down out of nowhere. And what you see, it looks like this twisted version of this creature that, as it lands, you see that not only does it have wings, but it's kind of upright on its hindquarters. Maw opens up with these tangled, twisted teeth. A large tongue kind of flickers out of it, and it screams at the car. As the best connection that your minds can make is it's almost like a corpse on wings, a mixture of just man and the most disgusting carcass of a bird that you've ever seen. And the man shouts and he says, "You know what that?" He said, "This thing is," and he shouts, "fucking Boyd Steeds," as he kind of reels the car back and forth. Every one of you, I need a sanity roll from you, well, except Reg. All right, all who failed, it's a 1d6 sanity roll.
Oh, I lost 6.
Oh, Wallace.
Oh,
I lost 6.
Oh boy. Okay.
Thanks for knocking me out.
Quite well.
So I mean, yeah, Mary, you're still gonna have a reaction though. I mean, so even though you've lost 2 sanity points, you're not gonna lose control, but there's gonna be like a temporary shock or scream or whatever. If you'd like to go ahead and tell us what you do while we deal with the other two, who's going to go a little bit further down the madness tube.
I think I will be largely screaming.
Yeah, the madness tuber thing, is it?
Oh, come on, roll 20. Don't do this.
Scrambling in the glove box for anything vaguely weapon-like.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it could even
packet of Murray mints.
Oh, why are you going blank on me? Okay, give me a second. I'm just pulling up because obviously you guys have your temporary insanity.
Well, we gotta.
Yeah, you have to make your intelligence test.
Yeah.
Oh, that's gonna go well. Oh, for God's okay.
One
We both make it.
All right. So
I just hope my temporary insanity is where I just start squeezing off rounds.
Yeah. Hopefully
As a nervous tick.
Hopefully in the right direction.
Nah, that's debatable.
Okay, so before we decide what you're going to do, let's see how long your temporary insanity lasts. So I need a 1d10 from both of you. Okay.
We are rolling mirror images like the whole time here.
Wow, 9 hours. Okay.
Yeah.
9 hours. Jesus.
Yep. The effects of temporary insanity begin immediately and last for 1d10 hours. So.
Aye.
All right. A bout of madness. Roll a 1d10.
I don't
who's
want
this
to.
for?
I'm scared.
Let's see. This is for a bout of madness.
Yeah, which of us?
Oh, both of you.
Okay.
Yeah, either one of you.
1.
7.
Okay.
This is not going to be good.
Oh boy. Okay. Yeah. Oh wait, so we're in combat. So this is not hours. This is just rounds. So
Right.
so it's 9 rounds. All right. So let's see here, Jack. So the shocking realization that this thing in front of you is not fantasy. This is real. Rattles you so hard that you suddenly your mind just goes blank. And help me out here, because you are going to have total amnesia up to the point that you last felt safe. Everything's going to be a complete blank from that up to suddenly you're in this car. You're not going to realize why you're here.
Right. Okay.
So think about that for a moment. But Wallace.
Sorry, I can't.
Yeah.
I've no memory of it.
I'm
waiting for it.
I'm trying to think back. Is it from the gas station? I don't think you guys had a moment of respite through this whole thing.
It's been pretty constant.
Yeah. So, yeah. Wallace.
Yeah, I know what 7 is.
Yeah. So we'll start with this. So Jack, you're in the back seat. You see Reg is passed out next to you, and you kind of look around, and this horrifying creature is on the hood of the car, and you see Wallace open up the car door.
Oh God.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you do anything? Because he's starting to lean forward.
I want to make another sound roll because I've never seen this creature before.
Oh, again. Go ahead. Go ahead.
And I see my cousin about to get out of a vehicle, moving vehicle in the middle of the night. In rough terrain.
It is moving at a high rate of speed.
Yep.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And I have a gun in my hand.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I fail.
Okay. Wallace, you're going to take a tumble.
Yeah,
because you just want to get as far away from this thing as quick as possible.
So my question becomes, if we're going at a high rate of speed, and obviously the door is trying to stay closed as I'm trying to push it open, and if I take a tumble out of the door, do I get caught in the door and then get drug and bounced, or do I just bounce in the desert as the car drives off?
I think it's bounce in the desert, because you're not casually open the door. It's kick it open and leap, because you want to get away. So
okay.
I lose another point of sanity.
Okay.
How much damage am I going to take from a moving vehicle at a high rate of speed in the dark in a desert with rocks and everything else?
That's a good question. I was going to look that up, because there's the whole rate of damage, where I have a damage sheet here. Forms of damage.
That's going to be vicious damage. I'm sure of it.
Yeah. Let's see here. I'm thinking, let's see here. Severe, likely to cause a major wound. 1 or 2 occurrences would render a person unconscious or dead. So that would be 1d10.
That's kind of where I was thinking.
Yeah, because I wouldn't call it deadly. I mean, it's not like a 50% chance of dying. Because I mean, you're not just you're going to try to tuck and roll because you just want to get away from this thing that's currently.
But the only thing I'm not trying to throw a monkey wrench in your plan. The only thing I'm thinking is, have you ever tried to open a car door when a car is moving?
Yeah,
it wants to. The velocity of the vehicle in the wind, the air wants to keep it closed. So I'm thinking if I'm like, I would have to like throw everything I have into this, and I don't know that I would have a roll. I mean, I would try, but I don't know that I would succeed very well in tucking and rolling.
Yeah, I mean, I would throw it under. I would maybe say throw it under either a dexterity check or a luck roll.
Okay.
I mean, how lucky are you going to be that you can just kick in and duck? Or
so, what do you want me to roll first? 1d10 damage or like?
Let's do dex. We'll do a dexterity.
Dex or luck?
I'll say dex because it's how quickly can you hop out of the car before the door is going to slam back on you.
All right, I can get out. I mean,
yeah. So so you're not gonna get hit by the.
Okay.
So yeah. So we'll go ahead and roll your damage.
Okay, D10.
And then since you've made it out, yeah, we'll go ahead and have that, just the fact that you got out successfully and you're going to duck and roll. So it's still going to be 5 points, or was it? It's call it through the rounds up or down? Up. Yeah. So 5 points of damage.
As I'm laying there in the desert, all I see is the taillights of the car continue on. And I'm just like, I have 1 hit point left.
Oh, okay. All right. That's
okay. And I'm just going, what is that thing?
But do I retain the gun?
Where are we? What's going on?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Where's
so
who the hell are you?
And and Reg, you're having a wonderful dream of an AC/DC concert. You're there with
not any sleep.
Yeah, with three beautiful women. It's as much drugs and booze as you can handle, and things are going good for you. So where I'm going to pull this into the Mary, right? So Mary, this thing is it's on the hood of the car, and you hear the car door open. You hear the scream of, this odd scream from Jack, just this confusing, like he's shouting, babbling about, what's going on? What are we doing here? And this thing is just it's perched on the car, and it's like screaming at it, but it just it's holding on to the front. And then you hear the car door open in a gust of wind, and as you look back, Wallace is not there.
I will be yelling at the FBI agent that we need to turn around and go and pick up Wallace.
Right. So
and also that we got attacked by shaved koalas earlier today, so I think we're way past being coy about weird stuff happening.
Shaved koalas.
There
was that.
So he says, he looks at you, he says, right. And he starts swerving the car back and forth. He's like, okay, hand me my gun. Where's my gun? You took my gun, right?
Your gun just koalas?
Jumped out of the
car. What?
Where's my gun? And
Who are you?
And he looks.
What is that thing?
And he's like, "There's one in the glove box."
I was already scrambling in the glove box.
Okay, so you
find it underneath the mints.
Yeah, so you see that there's a small revolver. So he says either give it to me or shoot that thing off the hood, and then we'll turn around and get your friend.
I will give it to him because I'm British.
Right. So he says, okay, I need you to hold the wheel. So if you
That
grasp
I
the
can
wheel,
do.
yeah. So he just kind of reaches out and points it around and fires off around, and you can kind of see it hit, and it raises its beaked face in pain, and just kind of pushes off again off of the hood of the car, and into the blackness of the sky that you can see. And he immediately turns the car, and makes a roundabout turn, and I will roll for that just to make sure. Okay, he's good. And he points back towards where Wallace might be. So Wallace, you're this is all going to kind of happen. You're going to be doing this before they turn around. You're out. You see them leave, but this thing has still with the car, and you see the car turn and start heading back towards you.
I try to scramble up onto my feet, probably grab my ribs because I probably have a broken rib or 3 or 4, and keep trying to like run, stumble, trip, fall, whatever, and try to get away.
Okay. What the hell happened to Reg?
He's having lucid dreams.
What the hell happened to you?
What do you mean? Where are we?
Did something hit you in the head? Like Reg, maybe?
No.
So the effects of the sanity, let's see here. It's still going on. And for Wallace, I don't think that you would know that the thing's not on the hood of the car anymore. So you're going to be in flee mode.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Who is this guy?
It's as he shouts at you, Mary. He says, "Shut your friend up! I need to focus. I don't want to hit your friend in the blackness of the night." And he's driving. He says, "There he is," and he kind of speeds up, and he's getting close to you, and you're doing the, we haven't dealt with the mass damage you would have taken, but we can. But we're still, just for the sake of the show, you're up, but you're shuffling. Yeah, and it's getting closer. And then the car passes by you, and you hear that screech again up in the sky, Wallace, as he kind of pulls in front of you. A cloud of dust, rises up in front of the car, and the window he rolls down, and he shouts at you. It says, "You need to get in. That thing is going to get you." Right. It's not on the car.
Wallace,
It's not on the car. Then
car.
I will jump in the car if it's not on the car.
Okay.
If I hear it, like it's above me or behind me or whatever, right, I'm gonna run, and dive into the car.
Right. Okay. So get in the car, and you see, it's everyone just in a flat panic. He turns around again and starts heading back off in the direction. He says, "We just need to make it to the caves. They're close."
Close. What's going on?
I said, "Shut your friend up." And he kind of turns around briefly, and he says, "Whatever your name is, you just need to just chill for a moment until we can get to safety. Help your friend out here. He looks like he looks like he fell out of a vehicle."
I can imagine I've got like blood running from my nose and
just road rash,
cuts and scrapes, and
my
everywhere. Clothes are shredded.
Yeah. Okay. So he boom punches the gas, and you every one of you still smell this horrid stench. And he goes, we just need to get to the caves, and this thing will not follow us in there. So he's driving through the desert, and then you hear the screech again, and another thump on the roof of the car, and you can kind of feel that, you can hear the metal buckling and scratching of it as it screeches at you, and just these horrible scratches on the roof of the car. Wallace.
Sorry.
No. And the guy turns around, and he shouts at Jack. Jack, you need, or not your name, but he says, "You need to keep your friend from jumping again. I've seen this. He's in panic mode. He's going to try to jump out again. Hold him down."
Is that going to be a grapple?
Yes.
Okay, so that's going to be base. So basically equivalent to unarmed combat.
I'm gonna fight back.
Whoa.
Okay. This will be an opposed roll, though.
Yeah.
So, okay, good.
Which makes perfectly good sense because I am like
Yeah.
all effed up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Basically, with that, I think I get him in a wedgie. Yeah.
you're 5 again. All right. Excellent. Yeah. So he as he looks back and he sees that Jack has him secured, he kind of point his gun out on the roof of the car, and you hear another bam, bam, and this thing screeches again, and you can hear the crack, the crinkle of the metal roof of the car give way as it lifts up again to the night sky, and you can see off in the distance now. If you look forward, Mary, you can see the base of a small set of hills. He says, "It's close. We're close." All right, we need 1 drive auto from him. Okay, good. So he says, "This is going to be tight. Trust me, but we've got 1 moment." And he says, "I'm going to stop the car. You're all going to need to get out, and one of you are going to have to drag not only your passed out friend back there, but the one who fell out of the car. You're going to have to get them both into that cave. I will hold this thing off the best I can." So the car comes to a screeching halt, and it takes a moment for your eyes to adjust to the light as soon as the headlights go off. But you can see a dark circular entrance in the side of these hills, and it's maybe about 10 feet away. So what do you do?
I'm going to grab Reg since Jack's already got Wallace.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Apparently he's got me in a wedgie and helping me that way.
Yep.
All right. So he hops out of the car, and he lifts a small revolver up in the sky, and you hear a click, 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 click. And he looks to you, and it's almost in slow motion. He shouts, "Run!" And you're dragging. Well, you're essentially. I need another. So Keith or Wallace, you're going to see this thing start to dive from the sky.
Yeah, I still go into like panic mode, and I start trying to like.
Well, the safest route is back. So you're not gonna have to have Jack hold you. You could run away from it. It's gonna towards the cave. Is the opposite direction of it.
Okay. Yeah,
So,
I am gonna break free of Jack.
Okay.
And just try my best to run, stumble, whatever, while holding my ribs and stuff, towards the cave, towards anywhere but away, anywhere away from that thing.
Okay. So here's what I'd like from both Mary and Jack. You're in panic mode. You've heard the click of the gun. I think it'd be fair to ask for another sanity roll. As this thing is diving towards you from the night sky.
Yes, failure.
Okay. So go ahead, and this is going to be different. What is? I know that they have just for general panic, right?
It'd be like a D3
sanity cost, yeah.
Or D4, something like that.
Yeah, I think a D4. So go ahead and roll me a 1D4. Okay. So question for Jack. Have you gone over, what is it? Is it a fifth of your current sanity yet?
Yeah, definitely. I'm trying to think. Yes, I have literally. I mean,
Well, that's right. Since you've gone over, or
well, hold on. It depends. Is there a time frame for it?
Yeah, in the game session.
Right. Yeah.
In the
exactly.
game session.
Yeah, in the game session.
A fifth. So I'm on currently on 46. No, because I've gone down from 57 to 46, so not quite.
Okay. All right.
I would need to lose 13.
Okay, so you didn't take five or more, but you've lost 4 more points. So you're still, well, I may be wrong, but in the same situation, if you fail again, and you're essentially, it's almost like because your bout of madness hasn't ended yet.
Nope.
So
Yep.
it's almost like it doubles up, right?
Yeah.
So you are going to lose. You're going to suddenly black this whole situation out again, and they're not going to realize where you are. You're going to kind of just, everything's going to go blank, and you're just going to kind of wake up, and you're going to be holding Reg's lifeless body with Mary.
No. The Mary's got that. I'm holding on to Jack.
Right.
Sorry, onto Wallace.
Right.
As Wallace suddenly makes a bolt for the cave.
Right. And you're standing in the complete darkness of night.
Basically, the point is I've got hold of him.
Right.
He's hard. I thought he was mobile, but suddenly he's mobile.
Right.
And it's like I kind of go, what? Look back behind me to see this agent. Click, click, click.
Mm-hmm.
And I realize what's about to happen. What happens next?
Okay. So here we are. Let's go ahead and roll this.
Can you hear me, guys? Yeah.
Yep.
I just have to swap my mic over, you see.
No, we got you.
Okay. All right. And you look up and you see from the darkness, this shape takes form from the night sky, and arms outstretched, and below, a pair of what seems like human type legs, but large claws rearing down on you as it screeches, mouth wide open, tongue flickering as it blacks out the moon as you look up and just barely duck right before its claws sweep past you. And you can kind of, if you turn your head, you see it fly almost straight up against the side of the hill, of the mountainside.
Sorry, I've never seen this creature before, have
I? I know.
Jesus.
This may not be a rule.
Roll.
Yeah, you made it. So, but you're going to lose 1 point of one for just making it. So this may not be an actual Call of Cthulhu rule, but we're having fun. It's fine. So yeah, 1 point of sanity loss on you for this. And you're going to see Jack run into the cave. Mary's going to make it in there with what looks to be Reg's lifeless body. He's passed out. And this guy looks at you, and you hear the shout of, "Get in the fucking cave!" as he's pointing his gun, and he's getting bullets out of his suit pocket to pop back into this small revolver.
Okay, I'm running for the cave.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So as you make it into the cave, you hear gunfire again, and a moment later you see him come inside, and drenched in sweat, just obviously exasperated. His shirt, and you can kind of get a good look at him now. His shirt is just torn. His suit is just almost in shreds, and he comes in and says, "This thing shouldn't follow us in here." Says, "But we should head back more just in case." And you can see in his hand that in his left hand, he's got the flashlight that was in the back of the car that Reg had seen earlier. And this might be a good point to take a break if you want to. Yep. So perfect. And we are back with Highway of Blood and our not teenage, but our young investigators fleeing through the desert with somebody who claims to be part of the FBI, who picked them up, attacked by some flying monstrosity that scared the bejesus out of almost every one of you except Reg, who knocked himself out in the bumpiness of the car, and of course Jack, who has no clue where he's at or why he's there. The last thing Jack remembers is stopping for gas. You're now in the little bit deeper inside this cave, and he stops for a moment. He reaches inside his coat pocket and takes out a syringe, and he flings it at you, Mary, and says, "Use this on your friend. we can't be dragging him through the tunnel.
What is it?
It's a well, to be perfectly honest, it's methamphetamines.
Home.
Who the hell are you, and where the hell are we? What's going on?
Okay. He looks at you and says, "Oh yeah, he must be suffering the effects of of that void steed." Yeah. All right, pal, you need to go down. Sorry.
Yeah, right now.
You want to bet?
So he goes, yeah, they have these effects. I've seen them do so much worse, but so yeah, that thing was sent by that cult.
What cult?
He goes, oh, okay, that's right. You're probably suffering from amnesia. So, all right, buddy,
amnesia? What?
Well,
What the hell are we doing? What's been happening? Last time it was daylight. It's night now. What's going on? What's happened?
You've been through a traumatic event. Trust me on this. That it's probably good that you don't remember what happened. But for now, you've just got your friends are here. Just know that I'm going to help you get to safety and get you out of the situation that you've gotten yourselves into.
Who are you?
Is that my name is? Here we go. Sorry about that. My name is Special Agent Rains.
Is that your first or last name?
And he looks at you and says, I know he's been through a lot, but God, he's annoying. Can you explain to him what's going on? He says, tell you what, give me the syringe back. You explain to him what's happening and I'll take care of your friend. Reg, all of a sudden, boom, your eyes open up. The first thing you notice is your heart just thumping, thump, 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 thump. And you look around, you see as you kind of look around, you're wide awake and aware. Of course, you remember what was going on. You were inside the back of the car when things kind of went black, and now you're inside the cave with the same people that you were with. And this, the man who you tried to strangle a bit ago is standing over you with his hand outstretched, offering it to you to help you up off the ground.
I'll take his hand, let him help me up, and I'll say, sorry about that, mate. It's been a trying day.
I understand. It's been a trying day for all of us. Well, trying few days. He says, just so you know, I've given you something to kind of wake you up. You're going to feel a little off for a bit. You may have a rapid heart rate. You might kind of be light sensitive and hyper aware. And he kind of glances at you and says, you may have been through this before, so we'll just leave it at that.
Feels normal.
Now I'm going to go off a cuff here. This I can't find in here, but I believe what they define as the amphetamines in here is it's going to give you temporary hit points, I think, or in like a bonus to some things like spot hidden rolls or something. So we're just going to go ahead and give you temporary 1d3 hit points for now, and until it wears off in a few hours. And then within the game, there's addiction rules and whatnot, but we won't go into that. So just roll a 1d3 and just add that to your. Okay, so now you've got 2. So he the flashlight's on, and he kind of looks down at the edge of the cave and looks around and says, all right, let's catch a moment's breath and just kind of go through what we're going to do. And he looks over at Wallace and says, and he says, man, you took a tumble there. You all right?
I'm hurt, but I'll be all right. Where is that thing? And I'm nervously looking around.
He says, it's probably long gone. He says, oh shit. Did anyone grab the first aid kit out of the car? And he kind of glances around at all of you.
Obviously it wasn't me.
Reg.
Yeah. So it's all right.
I
All
was
right.
I was grabbing.
So he says,
Boys.
all right, I'll be back. He hands Reg the flashlight and says, I'm gonna head out to the car. I'm gonna get the first aid kit and be back here. We're gonna see if we can, treat your friend with the road rash. And he kind of walks away into the darkness back out to the front of the cave. So while he's out there, do you guys do anything?
I'll have a look around the cave.
Yeah.
All right, look. Okay. All right. What's going on?
Okay. So it's safe to assume that you take a moment to explain everything to him, or is there avoid any details for him? I mean,
It's an abbreviated explanation, probably involving him hitting his head at some point.
right.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll come back to you soon.
Go.
In the meantime, let's have a look around.
Let's see where we go in here.
I'm looking at you like kind of strange.
There we go.
And I don't remember any of this.
Okay.
Oh, clearly not.
Jack, it's best that you probably don't remember any of this. You'll thank us later.
Okay.
Let's enjoy it while it lasts.
Right. So a moment passes and you hear the footsteps as he comes back in. You didn't hear any gunshots. And as he comes back in, he says, I think the thing's gone. We're safe. And he kind of throws the first aid kit down on the ground and says, you might want to help your friend over there. So anybody want to make a first aid roll on Wallace? Try to see if you can patch him up a little bit.
I'll have a go.
I've got 30%.
Okay.
I think we all have 30%. No, not a clue.
All right. Anyone else?
I don't need healing. Meh.
Okay.
I'm kind of a daze at this point.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
tell me when the 9 rounds are up.
So Reg, so while he was out, you were looking around. It's kind of just gives the cave itself just looks like the beginning of your average cave. Nothing really stands out, but if you kind of go back a little further into it, you see it just seems to go on and on. Your flashlight doesn't pierce the darkness as you shine down the tunnel. It's just almost like a straight line into the black. And he comes back in and he has with him another flashlight that he's said that I had another one in the trunk of the car, and he kind of shines it down where at all of you and says, well, as far as I know, we just need to make it through this. It's going to open up at the other side. They'll have no idea where we're at or how we, and once we get through the other side, we should be close enough that we can get to the highway, but far enough away that if we can flag someone down, it's not going to be them. Because they think that we're somewhere out in the desert area now. They're going to keep to that main area. So he kind of looks at all of you and says, well, shall we? And then he kind of takes a step forward, but then he stops and he says, hold up. Do one of you have my pistol?
So the question becomes, was I able to hold on to that pistol when I went tumbling?
What do you think? Would it be more of a luck thing or a strength, considering the state that you were in?
I hate to say it, but probably luck.
Yeah,
It's going to be lucky, isn't it?
yeah.
Because he could kind of go like, "Oh yeah, it's here," and he just not let go of it.
Right. So go ahead.
Yeah, no.
Okay, so yeah, it's out in the desert.
Your luck's 30.
Yeah, I got lucky
Oh my
number
God.
13. Yeah.
Okay. So you essentially, you confessed to having it. You've lost in your tumble. He says, fair enough. He pulls out the revolver. He says, I've got 5 rounds in here, but like I said, we just need to make it through the cave. Should be no problem, but just take care as we kind of, make our way through here. Stay close. Has anyone been in any sort of caverns before? Because just, watch your step and stay together.
What's your name, mate?
My name is Agent.
I thought it was Special Agent.
Yeah. Well, he repeats, says Special Agent Tom Raines, but you can call me Chris if you'd like.
What?
His full name is Christopher Tom Raines, but he goes by Tom, but he uses Chris as a nickname.
This may seem a weird response, but have you got any ID?
Of course. And he reaches into his back pocket and pulls out a wallet and says, "Here you go," and he hands it to you.
Is it an FBI ID?
It looks, as far as you know, it looks like an FBI ID, a badge, his picture, pertinent information on there.
Hand him it back and say, "Can't be too careful, though, can you?"
Absolutely not. Now, before we proceed, Mary and Wallace, do you recall what you found on the other gentleman's body?
Didn't we find a note?
You found a note. You found some information. He had a tattoo on him, and he did also have an FBI ID on him, but also other IDs in his wallet.
I vaguely remember him having additional IDs. Yeah.
So he takes the wallet back. He puts it in his pocket. And he says, "So let's head out, kids. We need to get you to safety." And he kind of waits for you to catch up to him. So he kind of stands there and kind of says, who's holding the extra flashlight? And so Reg, you've got the extra one. So he's going to he says, "You and I will go ahead and take the lead, and the rest of you just kind of follow safely behind if you'd like." Okay.
Yeah, I will kind of be somewhere in the middle.
Okay.
I'm afraid I'll fall behind if I'm at the tail end.
Right. They're going to go at your pace. It's all right. Here we go. And
I done got the shit kicked out of me trying to desert surf with my face.
okay.
I'll be sticking with Jack, encouraging him to stay with us. Attempting to be reassuring.
So
yeah.
Hold on a minute.
Jack thinks he's on a vacation.
Sorry, but we're going to take a pause here real quick. My wife's electrical car isn't charged. She needs to use mine, so I got to give her the keys. Oh, you have the keys?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
You can
All
cut
right.
that bit out.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, so so you're walking, essentially you're going as fast as your slowest one can go. And as you kind of get further into the cavern, you see that it starts to narrow a bit. And as you do, you get close to, you can kind of make out a what could be best described as a shed as your light starts to shine on it, a small shed within this cavern, or cave, I should say. And he stops and he shines his light on there, and he says, "Well, I guess this used to be an old mine or something." And he kind of shines on. He says, "Well, we should probably keep moving. Do any of you do anything?"
I am gonna say, I thought you knew where we were going.
Well, I'm aware that this tunnel goes through the other side, but my partner and I didn't explore it fully. And he says, but we did see a map. There's a mining facility just outside of town, and that kind of showed the different areas. And we saw that this was on the map showing where it led to the other side. He said, we haven't been through here fully, but this is the best chance that we have.
See if there's anything. At what point do my memories come back?
We'll say it's starting to trickle back by now. It would have been enough time.
Okay.
So
I'm going to go over to this little mining shed
and
see if there's any weaponry in there, like pickaxes and shovels.
So as you go in there to shine your light in there, you do see that, there's on the, as you open the door, it looks like it hasn't been used in such a long time, covered in dust and dirt, but you see that there's on a rack, there's 3 hard hats, leaning on the floor, a couple of pickaxes, and also on another rack are coveralls, workers' coveralls.
Okay, I kind of, I'm just gonna.
Okay.
I kind of go, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. It's just sort of like as it sort of floods back.
So do you? What do you do, Reg? As
I'm gonna put a hard hat on.
Okay.
Have they got lights on the front of them?
These do not. They're just hard hats, but you still have the extra
Point of armor, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I'll take a pickaxe.
Okay. And he kind of he looks and he says, "Good idea. Yeah, you definitely want to have something to defend yourself." And there's he says, "Anyone going to take this other pickaxe?"
I'll hand a hat and a pickaxe to Mary.
Okay. Okay. So as you leave the shed and continue down into the cave, you catch a whiff of just something horrid again. Death. Hold on. Let me. No.
Dog's losing it there.
Yeah.
No. Well, my wife took our new dog to go to the vet, so the other one's still here. The Shih Tzu. So she's freaking out. It's like, why am I left behind, kind of thing. But the smell of rotting flesh hits you. Not the scent from the thing that you saw. That's a totally different kind of, just horrible scent that can't really compare to anything, but you do feel the smell of something rotting as you're continuing down. And even he kind of stops and takes a smell. And he shines the light down the tunnel, and it stops, and there's like a lump on the ground in front of you. And he leans into you, Red, says, "Did you see that?"
Who might?
And
I'll get the pickaxe ready.
Okay.
And head over to it.
Okay. And he has his gun out, and he takes a few steps forward. As both of you get close with your light, you see that on the ground is just what the best you can make it of is the remains of several dogs or coyotes. But they look like that they have just been ripped asunder, partially eaten, and the other parts just completely discarded. Anyone have a high medicine or natural world skill?
Natural world.
Yeah.
I don't even think
I've got 55%.
Oh,
wow.
Man of the world. All right. Give me
he's a bit of a bum. He's an outdoor guy, isn't he? Well, not through choice, but
Let's say I got 10.
Oh,
He was our
extreme.
camper, remember?
Yeah. So, Reg, as the light shines on this, something kind of sinks in the pit of your stomach, because whatever did this to these coyotes, there's no weapon used to kill this, not even, the rending of, a larger animal. These things were ripped apart by sheer force.
By a bear, maybe.
Something huge and strong, to the best of your knowledge. Yeah.
I'll tell everyone to keep an eye out, guys.
For what? Another of those things. One of those things on the. Oh God! On the car, whatever that was.
Pull yourself together, mate. Come on.
Come on, Jack.
together.
Jack, come on. Focus.
We're
Focus.
going to get out of this the other side, all right?
So he continues on, and you pass by, this scene, and eventually the rotting smell dissipates, and the tunnel continues on until it gets to another point, and your light hits this kind of like almost like a small intersection, and that kind of curves, and you see that at this point of the tunnel, it looks like it was once boarded up, but the wood is all broken and splintered, and then it kind of continues down, downward.
Not good, this is it.
and then, but you feel an air current as you kind of stand at the edge of the tunnel. It starts to descend. You can kind of feel, a current of air just kind of hit you. And he goes, "I think this is the way we want." You feel that?
Yeah.
So there's got to be something on the other side, sending that air current to us. He kind of steps through the broken bits of wood and says, let's keep going. We got to be close.
Keep going then. Keeping a wary eye out.
Okay. All right. Let me close
Yeah,
this.
all the hackles on the back of like Wallace's neck are standing up, like all the little short hairs. Like nothing feels right, but going the other way obviously doesn't feel right either.
So it descends for some time, and then you can kind of see it starts to open up, and the shaft begins to like grow. You can see the ceiling start to rise the more that you descend, and then essentially you see your light disappear as you leave kind of like this tunnel, and it opens up into this large natural cave. You shine your light up, and you can kind of estimate it's probably anywhere from 40 to 60 feet above you. There's a pile of stone debris and various bits of mining equipment that are littering the floor, and other equipment, more hard hats. There's even an old pneumatic drill, a couple more pickaxes, and even an old mining ore cart.
Is the cart still on the rails?
The cart itself is just sitting there. There's no rails of this. It's almost like it was moved.
Does any of it look disturbed?
All of it looks
the torch over.
Yeah, all of it looks the same. Like in the shack, it looks like it's been here for some time. Like none of it has been used in possibly years, if not longer.
Carry on then.
Okay.
Hey, Chris, where is the end of this? When are we going to get out of here?
He says, if I remember the map correctly, we just have to get through this, this natural cave, and then it should start to meet up with another mine shaft that will lead us back up.
God, I hope you're right. This hurts.
Okay. All right. So let's see here. Let me pull this up. Okay. There we go. Okay. So it continues on, and eventually it comes in a break. There's like another intersection, and that kind of either goes left or right. And he's kind of sits there, and he's kind of like almost like he's lost in thought. And he's just like, let's see here. which way? And he's like, he's kind of looking. He's like, yeah, I think it's right. I think we need to go right.
Oh,
Anybody?
Christ. You
anybody-
don't even know where we're going?
Can I make a natural world roll now that
Yep.
I've found that it's a high skill?
Yeah.
To see if we're following the right route by detecting the airflows.
Okay.
I like Bud's thinking.
Yeah, huh?
Okay. And let's see here how good of it was. Success. Okay. Let's see here. That or that. Two. Oh, come on. There we go. You can kind of feel that there's a breeze kind of coming down the caverns from the left. It's just a slight breeze. It wasn't as prominent as it was at the other side of the natural cavern. Obviously, that breeze could have been just coming from the built-up air pressure in the larger cavern itself before it, hit the mine. But you, to the best of your knowledge, you can kind of feel like the airflow is coming from your left.
I'll say we need to go left.
Okay, and he kind of pauses, like, no, I swear that the map said we should go right, but I mean, we don't want to get lost. But you think we should go left? Why do you think we should go left?
Can you not feel here?
And he kind of holds his hand out for a moment. He's like, not really, slightly, but well, I mean, let's go left. Let's go left. Let's just see, and if something rings a bell or something looks familiar, then let's just keep going. But we'll go with your instinct.
Because I'm going to make a marker in the dust on the floor.
Okay.
So that if we get lost and we find this again, we know where we were.
So you continue for some time. The caverns kind of twist and turn, and these are no longer mine shafts. These are natural tunnels, and as you're going through it, and you can see it's going to open up back up again. And he goes, yeah, this probably is the right way. So as you kind of, the tunnel opens up, and it's a descending limestone passage that it's this particular area is clogged with stalagmites and stalactites. And you can feel the air now slightly warmer. So it seems like you're on the right path. And but a sickeningly sweet smell kind of catches in the back of your throat, Reg, and kind of leaving a bad taste in your mouth. You see this particular larger portion of the cavern opens into a large vaulted ceiling. The floor itself is covered with what best can be described as a thick layer of rotting plant matter and bones. You can see scattered about this are the remnants of 9 massive eggshells scattered all about this depression. Sprawled amongst that is the remains of a massive snake. Since much of it looks to have been eaten, the thickest part of its body is at least 2 feet in diameter. I need everyone to make a sanity check.
Oh boy.
I can't believe I'm actually making these now.
Okay.
Oh.
Those who failed 1d3.
And I'm gonna.
And those who made it are 0. And then Reg, go ahead and give me another natural world check.
Nah.
Go ahead. You know what? Do it at a bonus. Because
Nah.
yeah. Here's the thing. Yours is 55. I think I'm going to say this is almost not going to require a roll, because here's what you're going to find. The remains of this massive serpent that you've seen in just like utter shock is like a snake this big should never exist. Reg, you estimate that this thing is probably was probably at least 50 feet in length. And just the guy kind of, the FBI agent kind of glances at this thing and says, "What the fuck is this thing?" And he shines his light on it. It's like
a big snake, mate.
Big snake?
Oh yeah.
And he sits there and goes, "That's oh my God, this thing just keeps getting worse." You feel that warm air though, right? I think we're close. Let's continue on. And so let's see here. So you continue on, and this large part kind of gets short or small again as the caves kind of come together, and once again, as it does, it starts to widen and into a kind of like gallery. This ceiling height you can't even see. If you shine your light off, the light just kind of just ends in the darkness. You can hear the drips of water, and you're getting hit with some of it from the stalactites above you. And the ones on the ground, the stalagmites, are stained red from iron deposits. An extremely strong smell of sulfur just starts permeating this particular room. Can I get a listen check from everyone?
This is not going to end well. As soon as I can find listen. There it is. Of course I fail.
Whoa.
Wow.
What can I hear? Because I must be able to hear something with that roll.
Well, let me go ahead and do him for the hell of it. Okay, now. All right. So you're making your way amongst these bits of stalagmites, and this smell of sulfur gives you pause. And you hear some scurrying, just kind of like and a high-pitched squeal, kind of, reminiscent. Wallace, you've been, around Texas. You've probably been in a cave or two. It sounds like bats. This is the squeaking and chattering of bats, which would be, in caves like this, up in the darkness, probably you could be disturbing them. Who knows? But you continue on, and then the agent stops for a moment. He goes, Did you see that? It looked like something moved on the ground. He shines his light at a corner of one of the rock formations and takes pause, and there's nothing there.
What did I hear something weird, or with that critical failure?
No, I mean, it's not really. There's not really a way to fail the listen roll. It's just you're not going to, essentially, it's like, are you going to hear something before it pounces, so to speak? So, all right. And then he shines his light, and then you hear the again, and just the kind of squeaks. And then Reg, you've got the light too, and as you kind of maneuver where he's shining, it rests on like a mass that's not stone. It looks like it's kind of just this bulbous mound of just flesh. You kind of see bits of hair on it. It almost looking like what you saw from those coyotes. Like you've seen another animal that might have been ripped asunder, but you just kind of see it at the edge of your flashlight.
I pickaxe up and try and just get past it slowly.
Okay.
God help us.
And
what the hell is that?
And as you get close, this bulbous thing just kind of turns and looks up at you, and that you hear just this shriek as this thing looks up at you and just it cries out, and everyone should have the picture of it. And as soon as it does, you see other masses start to move in the darkness in front of you.
It's like a big fat naked mole rat.
Not one, dozens, as they all start to, yeah. So the FBI agent shouts the same thing. He fires around into the mass and turns and starts running back the way you guys came.
Yeah.
I try to keep up as best I can. This isn't going to end well for me.
Let's see here. And as you start running back, you start heading through the tunnels, and you get to the section where this dead serpent is, and you can still hear them behind you, the squeaks and the clamoring of feet. And if you shine the light back as you're running, they're not running fast, but they're just kind of following you. And you continue on, and you finally pass the intersection that brought you in here. And if you continue on down the tunnel, you kind of hear their squeaks start to subside. And the FBI agent kind of takes a pause, and he stops as you continue. He looks back and he shines his light. He's like, I think we've left them. I think we're good. We're good.
Okay.
All right.
Sanity check at seeing that?
Actually, it's yeah. For the mutant rats, give me a sanity check for that.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah,
it's normal day for me.
Yeah, you're becoming hardcore.
Yeah.
That's just naked mole rats. That's fine.
Giant but naked, yes.
Yeah.
All right. So where were we? So you've passed the intersection now, and you're kind of deeper in the other way. And as you stop, another cathedral-like tunnel just stretches into the darkness. And like so many other areas within here, there's pillars of limestone, countless smaller stalagmites and stalactites. But you see, unlike the other areas that you've been, that every surface of this particular portion is covered with a yellow and white fungal growth. Your lights hit it and reflect back. And this ranges in size from a few inches to several feet across on all of these pillars inside of here. And the tunnel continues to descend to a small kind of white floor area that is covered with several inches of what looks like a milky bit of stagnant water. And the FBI agent kind of looks back and he says, I think this is, we continue on. I mean, we can go back and try to deal with those things. Or we go this way. What do you kids want to do?
I want to go back there.
Go back the other way?
No.
Okay, continue on. All right.
No.
Okay.
But we should all cover our mouths and noses.
Okay.
Have I got a hanky in my pocket?
Yeah, I'll say that I'm not going to make a luck roll for that. I'll say anything that's kind of would be in your pocket would still be in there. So I'll
put it over my face and tie it.
Okay. Everyone give me another listen check.
Okay. Oh, Reg's
nice,
there
Reg.
again.
Reg, okay.
So
Reg, as you're proceeding through this tunnel, you hear like a faint squelching sound. And the sound seems to be coming from everywhere. As you listen, you kind of pinpoint it with your light. You can see within some of this yellow fungal growth, what looks like worms, translucent worms, kind of burrowing in and out of this fungal material. And they're just kind of make this kind of just this sickening just squelch as they're kind of maneuvering in and out. You almost don't see it until you like shine your light on, and you can kind of see these odd movement of like a train going in and out of the tunnel.
I won't tell everyone. I don't want to freak them out.
Okay. Let's see here. And everyone's covered their mouths one way or another, and that's fine. So, okay. So you continue on. Not going to make you make a constitution check at that point. So here we are. Yes. 8. Where are we at? Is that it? No. Okay. 13. So you continue on, and once again, the caverns narrow and it opens up again. And you see that this massive cavern just is huge. It looks like it just, once again, your light can't pierce the darkness. It just goes out so far. But the shape of it just kind of naturally funnels to, as you continue on, to a narrow end. And he stops, and he kind of looks at you, and because what he stops at, you're now in front of what seems to be an oddly shaped doorway made of limestone. But what's odd about it is it almost looks like it's carved. The opening is triangular in shape, with a base of about 3 feet, and rising to a point about 20 feet overhead. Around the border of this are strange symbols. And it looks, if you continue on, the passage beyond it opens up again after about 70 feet or so. And he's shining the light on these symbols. He's like, oh, this is a bit weird.
You think?
Well,
Everything
I suppose
about this
everything
place
else
is
we-
weird.
yeah.
Anyone archaeology or occult?
Let me see.
1% for archaeology.
5% occult.
15% for occult.
You're doing better than me. I got 5% for occult.
I don't know anything about this. That's a fumble.
Doesn't Mary have a bit of a occult, or is that something else?
No, I've got 5%.
Okay. I mean, give me a roll. You could have read something in an obscure magazine. Who's to say?
I will spend 2 points of luck.
Okay. All right.
Come on, I rolled a 7.
Okay. Oh, don't spend it. Sorry. You need an extreme success. So don't spend it. Okay. All right. So, and he shines.
That would only cost you 6 points of luck.
Then I'll be down to 7.
Yeah.
All right. You know what? I'm going to do it.
Okay.
You're not going to use it for anything important.
No, I haven't been. I just spent 6 luck to take me to 1.
Okay.
Which gives me an extreme success.
So, Wallace, let's say, how about you had taken an archaeology class, realized it just wasn't your thing before you proceeded into law enforcement.
Okay.
But you remember this. You remember seeing glyphs like these and whatnot, and you're not sure what they say, but you identify this language as Aklo. And that's about all you get.
So it's an ancient language for this region.
Let's look up Aklo. There we go. Let's see here. Aklo is the name of fictional language that's been used by many authors. Aklo was to have magical powers. The rumor is it's a, like it's used as a magical language. Something that some ancient would have pointed out to has a magical power to it or some significance, but you don't remember much of it. Just that it was it's just something that certain ancient civilizations would carve to either protect something or put over an entrance to provide protection against something.
I run my hands like across, because you said it was triangular, right? The door or whatever it is.
Yep.
Is it a passageway, or is it like an archway, or is it a door?
It looks like an entryway.
Okay.
So, but you can see that it continues on past it.
Okay. So I kind of like run my hands across the engravings. Just kind of getting the feel for it. I mean, it's not like I can do much else. I mean, I've got the shit kicked out of me.
Right.
I've and as I'm running my hands across it, I vaguely recall this from an archaeology class. It's shit, what the hell did that idiot say? I don't know, just really obscure ancient language. Typically used for, like, you know, warding off evil and bad juju kind of things. Usually put, if I remember right, it's usually put on the outside of places to keep things out.
Okay.
It's here. This is the outside.
So inside we could be safe?
Maybe. I don't know. I don't remember much. I didn't pay attention.
Yeah.
The guy was a real snoozer.
And the FBI agent he takes a moment. He says, you know, with everything that we've seen and witnessed here, that makes sense to me. So, I mean, tell you what, let's I'll go ahead and let's all go through together. I'll lead the way and just continue on. I mean, we've got no choice, right?
Pretty much not.
Yeah.
Okay. So he steps through, and do the rest of you follow? You just follow him through? Okay.
I will.
All right.
Yes.
Anyone else not? You're all good? Okay. As each one of you step through, you immediately, a dizziness occurs and your head begins to swim. And you can see the end of the tunnel as you step right through this, goes blurry, almost disappears. And then within almost a second, you see that you're not in the caves anymore. You are standing on a barren landscape, and in the far distance is a smoldering volcano, you know, a large cone just spewing smoke out of it. The opening that you were looking at the far side now looks like a freestanding triangle of stone. So, and instead of seeing the surrounding landscape, you see darkness within the doorway. I need a sanity check from everyone.
Oh boy. What did I get us into? I made it.
Okay. Wow.
I made it spot on.
Okay. Everyone good?
That is down.
Okay.
Sorry.
Oh, everyone's good. Okay, excellent.
We all passed, did we?
Yeah, it looks like it. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I thought we were waiting for Mary then, but then I realized you actually rolled.
So I mean, you're not going to lose sanity, but still, this is going to cause confusion, you know, and you're going to be in your own faculties, but this is not right. You turn around, and if you turn, it's almost as if the whole scene just kind of turns with you. That if you try to go back the way you came, it's just the path follows with you. In the sky above, you can see flying reptilian shapes circling overhead, and there's nothing but a well-traveled path that leads from where you were to the other.
So if we try and turn around,
Mhm.
everything stays in front of us.
Correct.
What happens if we try and walk backwards?
I need a strength check.
Where the hell are we?
Well,
I don't think we're in Texas anymore.
okay.
Certainly not, Toto.
Okay. All right. Actually, you're going to walk backwards. Okay. So let's take this back a step moment. When you step backwards, it just seems like it moves with you. So backwards, turn, nothing changes your perspective as far as, where you're looking. You can continue forward. You can try to step off the path, but it seems like anytime you try to move away from the doorway in the opposite direction, it corrects itself from your perspective.
Looks like there's only one way here, really, doesn't it?
I don't think we have a choice.
Okay. So you continue on. So no one wants to try to step off the path.
Yeah, because that's a sensible thing to do, isn't it?
Technically, yeah, but but I mean, what you're seeing is essentially, the paleo mythic ride at the Disneyland when you're going on the train is what you're witnessing around the path and everything. So, but yeah, but you continue on. And when you reach the far side, and there's that triangle shape again that you can step through, you can't see beyond it, but you step through it once you get to the other side. Anyone? Everyone going to continue through? Okay.
I will.
Okay. So Wallace, once you step through, if you look back, you don't see anyone. You just see the tunnel that you saw before. You're just at the opposite end. And then if another one of your companions step through, you'll see them pass through to where you are. But you can't see anything outside of the triangle once you step through it on the opposite end. It just looks like a regular tunnel.
It's weird.
And anybody else? I assume everyone else pushes through? Okay.
Yep.
Yep.
All right. So here we are. Once the last one of you gets through, what you see before you is overwhelming. You see the ground slope steeply down to the floor of this titanic cavern, which is hundreds of feet across with a vast dome ceiling. Hanging in the air near the apex of the chamber is a brilliant crystalline sphere that radiates a greenish radiance that bathes the entire area in kind of a gang green light. Unlike so many other caves in the system you've been through, there's no evidence of stalagmite or stalactite growth, and the ground is covered with a dense layer of pulverized sandstone. Paving stones from some kind of road that leads from the doorway to a series of structures spread across this cavern floor. The structures themselves are unlike any culture known, even with the archaeology class you failed, Wallace. The architecture is tall, narrow, and tapers from bottom to top, forming sharp peaks. You don't see any windows, though doorways do seem probable. Several buildings appear to have suffered damage sometime in the distant past, though any debris that would be there has either been reduced to dust or removed. The largest structure at the far side of the cavern appears to have been at least partially carved from the living rock. You don't see any sign of movement or life. In fact, the place is absolutely silent to the point where even the sound of your own footsteps make no echoes.
Can we see if any exits in the cave wall on the other side, or
Not that you can see from where you're standing. You're just right outside of the the doorway that you walk through.
I don't know where we are. This is
If you want to, it says here, each one of you can give me a spot hidden check, though.
Kind of expecting gnomes.
Ooh, I finally passed something.
Okay. So Mary and Wallace. So you're gonna notice a few things about this complex at a distance. Let's see, what did you roll? You had a hard success and a success. So Wallace, after a minute of just kind of standing here in awe, you see the radiance seems to be dimming slightly. And you well, go ahead and give me an idea check. It says it wants you to an idea check.
Okay.
Okay.
So you want an intelligence roll?
Yeah.
Yep.
It shouldn't be too bad. No? Wow. Okay.
No.
So moving on to Mary, you notice that the structures appear to have no seams, as one might see with any sort of stone block construction, almost as if they were carved from solid rock. So it's none of this, it just seems alien to you, to every one of you. Well, almost every one of you, as you hear a click of a hammer of a gun behind you. And as you hear the click, you turn and you see the FBI agent pointing the gun at you and says, yeah, I think we've reached where we need to be. This is the safety that I was telling every single one of you about. And as you turn, your light shines on him, Reg, and you see something odd as your light hits him, and the shadow behind him that's cast from your light looks different than the man standing before you. The shadow looks like a human, but the shadow's shoulders seem to be hunched over, and a wild shock of hair is resting on the shoulders of this shadow. As you see the FBI agent's form start to waver and shimmer in front of you as the body starts to change and kind of form into the shape similar to the shadow. And after a moment, almost instantly, the FBI agent is no longer standing before you, but this man is. As I scroll through this, here we go.
I think it's the time you'll start apologizing to me.
And he says, Reverend Austin, you may have heard of me through the shouts of my followers. It's good to meet you.
Can't say I have, mate.
And he says, it's consider yourself an honor. Not many people make it down here to behold the glory that is Yig. But you've all have been an excellent chase and will make an excellent sacrifice for her. And she is waiting for you just through those buildings. And he just waves the gun between you, says, I know I've said this before, but shall we continue on?
I want to heft the pickaxe, so I don't think so.
Okay. All right. So let's do initiative for this. And let's see what I forget. It's dexterity, right? Dexterity base. Let me pull up his dex.
Oh god, this is going to be like 3,000 or something.
Oh, where did I put the character sheets? Here we go. All right. Let's see here. All right, so it's just straight dexterity. His dexterity is 50.
Oh,
Wow.
55.
55, yeah.
I got a 75. Well, but I got a question though. Am I slowed because of my injuries?
I'm gonna say without question, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay. So go ahead and give me if you haven't done already, an attack roll.
What's it based on?
That's going to be your unarmed combat.
Basically, you brawl.
Yeah, your brawl.
Whoop some ass, Seabass. That's
Okay.
not how we do it.
Sorry, I can't see the roll. Oh, yeah. So I take a swing with a pickaxe and just miss him.
Okay. And here we go.
You son of a bitch.
And where's his at? And then he's going to, so he's 55. Wallace, what I mean, you're normally 75.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to throw you down to 50, but I'm going to give you a reaction before he gets his.
I mean, obviously, the only thing I can do is just try to like tackle him to the ground as best I can.
Okay. Yeah. So I think it's fair to say that this would be at a penalty.
Okay.
Because of your situation. So
there's. I'm not even going to roll again because I rolled a 97.
Okay.
Oh,
I can't do any worse.
You could roll a 98. 99.
Well, no, because it would just be whatever 7.
And so, Mary, what's your dexterity?
40.
40. And
okay. Well, I will. Yeah, join all three and basically just trying to knock him down.
Okay.
God,
Okay.
we are bad, aren't we?
We
yeah.
suck.
Can I push the roll?
Sure.
Yay! It goes wrong.
Okay. So here we go. Where's his firearms? Here we go. Oh, okay. Well.
So I'm presuming that
it's
what happens is he chooses me as his target.
right. And point blank is a bonus roll, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I think so, yeah. So let me just go ahead and give that. All right. Well, he's still going to fire off a round, take you as his target. But yeah, yours went horribly wrong. So I'm going to say that you're going to leap forward and you're going to take the bullet that he was trying to shoot at Reg. That seems fair. And I'm just going to go ahead and roll for damage here.
But
go ahead.
Oh, okay.
No, go ahead.
I
Question.
was going to say, okay.
Yeah, because I mean, when you fail your push, something horrible happens. It's it's like a catastrophic situation. Even though he missed, he wasn't aiming for you. He was aiming for Reg. So I mean, is 4 points of damage going to take you out?
No.
Okay, so you're going to get a bullet like in the arm as you try to leap forward and just the bullet goes off. He tries to dodge Reg's swing and he just does a horrible job aiming at him in all the confusion and shoots at him. And it's as he falls backwards, right? Because he kind of takes a step back and he kind of says, hey, you can fight this or accept it, but I don't think any of you are going anywhere. And as he does, where did it go? Come on, because I know we're close to being done, or at least close for the session being done.
So it's being done.
Yeah.
We're close to being dead.
You hear, let's see. You hear a metallic sound of like not a gong, but like just like almost metal on metal, like banging against each other. And if you look where the sound's coming from, one of the buildings, there's like a door that opens, a large metal door. And come funneling out from this door are those small hairy creatures with the teeth that attacked you earlier from out in the desert. And
Ones that look like children.
One that look like children, yes. And here, these, let's see, I've got the handout here for them. Yeah, these things. Yeah. And and he said, and he looks and he says, the children of Alyssa, Sisra, Anna are coming. You can embrace them, or you can take a bullet. It's your choice. As he's standing there.
We're still kind of crowding him.
Yeah, but he doesn't seem to have any fear.
Okay.
As they're rushing forward. He's standing there in front of the door. I mean, not the doorway, the entryway, the triangle entranceway. He's kind of standing there, pointing his pistol at you.
I'm still going to try and hit him with a pickaxe on my turn.
Okay. Go ahead.
Critical, come on.
Wild swing. Yep, go ahead. Yeah. I mean, you want to spend any? So it's at this moment where I'm going to ask each one of you. You're not at the moment where there's not a way out, but it would require another session to conclude it, or we could end it by having you overwhelmed at this moment, and I can put a neat bow at the end of it, though, just to kind of give a little bit of a little thematic ending. So it's up to you.
I honestly don't think that Wallace is in any condition to try to escape. I mean,
okay,
I've got 2 hit points.
I've got 1, and I am physically just beat to shit from that road rash and face diving.
Mm-hmm. And does anyone want to try to run back through the triangle archway that you came through?
Well, the thing is, if I see these creatures, I've not seen them before. Do they warrant another sanity check?
Of course they do. Yep.
I need to make that.
Yep. Go ahead.
Wow. Okay.
Yep. Let's see here. And if you succeed, where is it? Yeah. Oh no, you don't get anything if you succeed. So I mean, they're frightening, they're hairy, and your life is in peril. But your mind is wrapping around the reality that things this kind of stuff may be becoming a little bit more normal to you. But they're literally just a horde coming towards you.
Well, at this point,
20 or 30 of them.
Yep.
Yeah, time to run.
Okay. Yeah, time to run.
So I need so is all of you going to run?
I mean, Wallace will try to run.
Okay.
I don't think I'm going to be very successful, but
yeah. So go ahead, and I need to all right, so we're at the top of the round, so it's actually the turn of Reg. So Reg, what are you going to do?
I'm still going to go for him. I'm not going to give him the satisfaction of smugly watching while we get killed.
Fair enough. Here. Sorry.
Come on, Reg. Don't let us down.
What I do? Go off there. Sorry, I'm just. Okay, so go ahead and give me your roll.
To hit him.
Oh, you hit him.
No, I didn't. That was.
Oh, that was Jack. Yeah, that was Jack.
You can have that roll if you want.
Oh, okay. All right, so he needs to.
Yeah.
Well, this is unarmed combat. This is unarmed combat, so there's a dodge roll involved.
Yeah, but it's a pickaxe, not a punch.
Oh, okay.
So what's the damage instead of D3?
Pickaxe, I'm going to say it's going to be at least 1d6. Let's roll me a d6. Ooh, okay. Right. Where's he at here? All right. All right. So, thunk. The axe just right into the shoulder. And let's see here.
It's a pick. It's
pickaxe. Yeah.
Yeah.
The point just right into his shoulder blade, and okay, and he's gonna fall backwards, but he's still holding on to the gun. But there's an opportunity for the rest of you to run now if you like. So after who's the next on the chain of the dexterity?
I
I think it's me.
Keith. Keith and him. Yeah.
I'm trying to run and stumble.
Okay. Yeah. So I'll say you make it past and you are in, suddenly the world dissolves and you're on that path again. You're in this prehistoric scene. Your friends disappear. You don't even hear anything. So it's now, I believe, let's see, then it's Jack, right? Jack's next and then it's him.
Yeah, I'm running.
Okay.
Just trying to pull Mary with me.
Okay. All right. So
I didn't care enough about Jack or Mary to pull him with me.
You just liked it.
I'm just like, fuck this, I'm out.
okay.
If I'd actually failed my sanity roll and lost sanity, I would have lost enough. I lost a fifth. Then I would have just done something, but
okay. No. All right. So much pain. You hear another the blast of another bullet from the revolver, and it just zings off into the cavern, and the ground is thumping. It's so loud that as these creatures are getting close. Mary.
I'm running.
Okay. You fade into there, and then you hear him. You can. The last thing you hear is the world fades. He's like, you hear no, as you're back in this this prehistoric scene with the other three. So top of the round, Reg.
I'm going to buy them some time. I'm going to hit them again.
Okay, go ahead.
Flail wildly.
Okay. And
you're not even going to push that for the fun of it.
Why not? How'd you push it?
You just roll again.
But something bad will happen if you fail.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You take the swing, Reg, and the pickaxe embeds itself into the hard rock. As you kind of pull back on it to pull it out, you slip and fall on the ground. And he's now standing in front of you, and he kind of takes a step forward. He points the gun and puts it right on your head, and he lifts it and kind of steps to the side, and you see just a cloud of hair and teeth as the world goes black. You're just enveloped in these things. The three of you, what do you do? You going to try to make it across the pathway again?
Yeah.
Okay.
Running.
Excellent. So you go, and the sense of nausea occurs as you step through, and you're back in the cavern areas. There really was only one other divergent path that you can go on. So we'll kind of speed this up a little bit as I assume you continue running. You realize Reg isn't with you. So do you do anything? Do you wait for Reg? He's not. You wait a moment. He's not coming. What do you do?
Where the hell is Reg?
Mm-hmm.
He was fighting that bastard back there.
Okay.
We've got to keep going.
You didn't grab him?
I grabbed Mary.
Okay.
He was fighting.
He must be buying us some time. We should keep going.
So you continue through the tunnels, right? And then eventually you come to there's a fork that you didn't notice before. as you continue through. And if you take that path, you can feel the hot air of the desert winds just kind of start to beat upon your face as you start to feel the descent. And eventually the cavern opens up and you can see the early morning sunlight of the desert ahead of you. And in the far distance, you could see the movement of cars on a highway. It's running distance, but it's a wide open space between the edge of this cavern and the highway. It's safe to assume that you continue on to the highway.
Wallace doesn't even think twice. He just starts stumbling forward towards the highway.
So as you continue forward, the highway gets closer and closer, and more details come to sight. And it's not like it's not cars are going by and by, but as each time you get closer, you see another car kind of zoom by. A few more minutes pass, and you're making your way, and you're stumbling, and eventually you get to the edge of the highway that you're originally on, that you were going to your next campsite. And the sun is not, it's not the heat of the day, it's the morning, so it's a little bit cool, but you can feel the heat start to come off of the ground. You see the waves of the mirage of the heat rising off of the cold asphalt, and you can see off in the distance there's a car approaching. And as it gets closer, this is not a beat up old duster, this is not an old muscle car, it just looks like a station wagon is approaching.
Time for a bit of hitchhiking.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Let's just hope it's not them.
And as as you kind of wave the car down, the station wagon pulls the side, and it's an older woman. She looks to be in her late 50s, and oh my Lord, what happened to you kids? Are you okay? Do you need help?
Yes, please.
Yeah.
It's just yes?
I need a hospital. And I collapse.
So she, you shuffle into the station wagon, and she looks over at Mary and says, oh my Lord. Well, we need to, you look like you've been in some sort of trouble. If we continue on this road, I believe there's some sort of either service station or highway patrol or something, but you kids hold on, we'll get you someplace safe. And then she continues on down the road, and time goes by, and Wallace,
I know where this is going.
Wallace, you see that there's a highway patrol substation coming up.
Oh, okay.
At the end of the road, and she kind of pulls in, and she goes inside, and in a few moments, some sheriffs come out with blankets, water. They put the blankets over you, bring it in. They usher you inside to the waiting room and said, we're going to call somebody out here to come help you. We'll get an ambulance out. What happened to you kids? What the heck happened? And so what do you say? Do you fill them in on what happened, or what do you do?
Give them a really edited version.
Okay. So
yeah, sorry, no, I'm just kind of so shell shocked. I'm not saying much.
Right.
I'm going to say we were kidnapped. But we escaped.
Okay, so they bring you into like a smaller office area, and it's kind of like a waiting room area, but there's a desk there in the corner, and the substation sergeant will be here in a moment. He wants to talk with you guys. And it's a large room. There's 4 chairs there. He sits you down. In a moment, an older gentleman walks in, probably mid to late 50s, hands each one of you a cup of water, sits down and says, so I understand something happened. You all been kidnapped. Just want to let you know, son, you look like you're in horrible shape. Each one of you look like you need some help. We've called someone, and someone will be here soon with some medical attention. So don't worry. So please tell me what happened. And you do go on to explain the situation that occurred in detail. Do you leave anything out? What do you tell him?
Well, tell him that. Well, I mentioned it was a town called Abattoir.
Mm-hmm. I'm familiar with it. It's several miles back. The woman said found you in the middle of the desert. But anyways, go on. Tell me again what happened there. Every one of you give me a spot hidden roll.
Oh, this is not good. I utterly failed.
Okay. All right.
I'll make it.
Great. So, Jack, as Mary and Wallace go on to explain the situation, you said you were in a bit of shell shock.
Yeah.
As they're talking, you kind of focus off into the distance and just kind of listen to what's been going on and, the traumatic event. And as you kind of come into focus, you look across the sheriff's, sergeant's desk. And, he's got pictures of his family there. There's pictures of him on vacation, pictures of him standing there with his wife and kids. And there's also a couple pictures of him with other people. And your eyes rest on one photograph. And what you see makes the world drop out from below you. As you see, it's a picture of the man you're talking to right now, standing arm in arm with a gigantic smile of the man that you saw down there in those caverns that you left behind. And the picture itself looks even more familiar, as standing behind both of them is the steeple of the church compound that you broke free from, or the church compound in the distance. And you hear the subtle click of a lock of a door as he says, once again, don't worry. I just want to tell you one more time, you all don't need to worry. Help is on the way. And that's where we'll cut it right there. So I hope that was a satisfying ending, because I don't know how many more sessions we could do this, but oh, all right. So are we okay with that? I know it was kind of may have been a little bit railroady, but I kind of feel like we wanted to at least try to put you through a little bit more of the pressure of what was in the story, and kind of give it a little bit of a grindhouse ending there. So
I'm happy with it.
Good. Excellent. Now y'all are free to read it and then come back and critique everything I did wrong. So excellent. Did y'all have a good time?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Like I said, he rarely get to play Call of Cthulhu, so
yeah. It's a tough one. The sandboxes are just, I don't know. It seemed a little, I've never really done too much of a sandboxy situation to this extent, but they really just throw you out and just say, go with the flow and see what they want. So at certain points, it can get very real. You can make it railroady, but I just wasn't 100% prepared for like, oh, really? Bud wants to go left instead of right? Fuck. That kind of thing. So
well, guess what's going to be on the left instead of the right now?
Yeah.
I was right. He was a traitor. I was right.
Yeah. Essentially, Austin has the consume person spell, which allows him
to likeness, is it?
Yeah, it's something like that, where it's a yig spell. So you it's a whole ritual. Well, he had captured these outlaws, these Delta Green agents, and the one was in the cell with you, waiting ritual sacrifice, where the other one he captured and killed after you guys had escaped, and consumed him to take his shape. So the whole supposed trap is if you guys had decided to help Timothy, he still would have showed up in time to help you get out of there. And then, of course, he was going to lead you down into the caverns of the serpent for to be sacrificed to the Yig goddess. And that's the whole conceit. And the game itself is designed, though, that if you decide to help out, ultimately the best thing you can do is find this cavern, make your way down, and essentially collapse it. And the little Tahitian, the Tithi children things, if you were there without someone, you could sneak past them. They wouldn't attack you. But since you were there and they were aware, I mean, all 40 of them were out and there was really no escape. Little interesting side note, that path that you were on between the two triangle archways, if you stepped off the path, you would have permanently sent yourself back to the Jurassic period and would have been stuck there for the rest of your life. So like that's interesting. So there you go. Fantastic. So excellent. I enjoyed it. I'm kind of glad we finally was able to conclude it. J-Wall, I hope that you got a good recording of it and everything's good, or if you're not asleep.
The voice from beyond.
Exactly. So I mean, obviously, you know, if you just want to send it to I mean, I wouldn't mind a copy of the last two also, but if you want to send it to Bud or whatever. I've got 2 more tracks that I need for Matt to record that I didn't get a chance to because he's been busy. But when I have that, I'll throw those into a zip file and send it to everybody. So you've got those 2.
I'll put them on under my review, and I can imagine, Pookie, you could probably upload them somewhere on your review, couldn't you? If you want to use them here.
And did we still want to maybe have just a chat with Alex and them at some time in the near future, just regarding it? Maybe after you guys have a read or whatever.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. I guess Keith, you're probably the easiest one to get a hold of them and set something like that up. So. I
mean. Whatever, whenever, just tell me and I'll reach out to Ian and Alex. I mean,
okay.
They got Ian has a Discord server, so and they both and Alex hangs out there too.
Right.
So
yeah, so whatever works.
Easy to get a hold of the guys.
Whatever works. Nothing immediate or pressing.
Right.
And then by all means, please message James and tell him that Timmy died again.
I want him to hear how Timmy died this time.
On asunder.
Scott's picking on me. It's like, yeah. So, all right.
I want that audio clip, or that, you know, just the audio clip of Timmy's final moments would be fantastic to send to James.
Oh yeah. It's like, oh, James, you were brought back. Oh, really? Well,
sort of
pieces. But yeah. It was a bit part, or whatever other joke you want to make. So all right, y'all. I'm gonna head out here. I've got some other stuff to do, but I'll see.
I mean,
yeah.
It's fair to say that Timmy was not a man of many parts, just 2.
Top half and bottom half.
It's a shame he had to split like that. So
well, on that note, I'm gonna make like a tree and leave.
Oh boy, excellent. All right, everyone. We will see you all soon. All right, take care.
Scott.
Thanks,
everybody.
Bye.